Imagine walking into like a massive sports bar. You got 50 TVs playing totally different games and 3 giant video walls all syncing up for the main event.
Right, it's just a wall of screens.
Yeah, and now imagine the absolute chaos of trying to keep all those screens perfectly timed and routed without some kind of central system. So, welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today we're looking at a spec sheet from HDTV Supply for a device called the Kramer AVoIP Manager. And our mission for you today is decoding what an AV-over-IP platform actually does and, why managing these massive media networks requires a dedicated localized brain. Okay, let's unpack this. Before we get to the manager itself, what does AV-over-IP even mean?
It's a massive shift from how things used to be wired. I mean, instead of running thick, expensive HDMI cables literally everywhere, AVoIP basically chops audio and video up into data packets, and it sends them over standard Ethernet cables.
Oh, wow. So it's really just data.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's highly efficient, but managing all those individual packets flying around, well, that's where you really need serious control.
Right, because without control, it's just data causing a massive traffic jam.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what this physical Linux-based Kramer appliance fixes. It acts like an air traffic control tower for your data packets.
Yeah.
You literally just plug things in, and its web interface auto-discovers all the connected transmitters and receivers.
Which is huge.
Yeah, and it even handles KVM configuration, so keyboard, video, and mouse.
Right, and that is incredibly useful for the IT team, KVM means a technician sitting in, say, a back server room can fully control a PC that's physically located on the complete opposite side of the building. And what's fascinating here is how the visual editors attached to the system totally change the game.
Wait, how so?
Well, instead of an IT professional spending days, literally days, writing complex routing code to get displays to sync, it's just a drag-and-drop experience.
No way.
Yeah, you just group your devices and you build your grid or mosaic video walls right there in the browser.
Okay, well, I have to play devil's advocate for a second here. The spec sheet lists this thing at $1,200. Is a dedicated appliance really necessary?
That is a common question, yeah.
Right, because couldn't a business just use standard off-the-shelf network switches to route their video over Ethernet?
It's a fair question. I mean, you can route data with basic switches, but they are completely blind to what that data actually is. They just, they push packets from point A to point B.
I see.
The Kramer Manager, on the other hand, gives you real-time health and status monitoring, plus incredibly detailed event tracking logs.
So dumb switch just sees a traffic jam of data, but this Kramer device can actually tell you which car caused the accident, essentially.
Exactly.
So if a screen goes dark right before the Super Bowl kickoff, you get the exact diagnostic log to fix it instantly, rather than just guessing where the break happened.
Right, you get real diagnostics instead of just dumb plumbing.
And those diagnostic logs are exactly why this device is built the way it is. If you're managing real-time video in a commercial space, the absolute last thing you want is a cloud outage preventing you from accessing those critical logs.
Oh, 100%.
Which brings us to the core architectural philosophy here. This thing is strictly on premises. It's like keeping your valuables in a high-tech home safe rather than, a bank.
That's the key right there. It does not rely on cloud services to function at all.
Which is pretty wild these days.
It is, yeah. It operates entirely on a local gigabit LAN, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Now, it does have an open API for integrating with third-party systems, but all that control data lives securely inside the building.
Which makes total sense. Relying on the cloud for real-time video routing is like needing to call a customer service rep in another state just to turn on your living room lights. It introduces totally unnecessary lag and risk.
It really does.
Think about it. How much would you value knowing your entire display system won't crash just because your internet provider goes down?
Right, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, the security and reliability benefits of localized control go way beyond just keeping the TVs on.
Oh, for sure.
When you rely on the cloud, you are introducing latency and, external security vulnerabilities. You're basically at the absolute mercy of your ISP.
Yeah.
But by keeping the operating system and control data strictly on premises, commercial spaces guarantee maximum uptime and protect their internal networks from outside interference.
So the real takeaway here isn't just that the Kramer AVoIP Manager is a fancy router. It's really a dedicated, cloud-free operating system designed for absolute maximum security and uptime.
Precisely. It puts the control entirely back in the physical building where it belongs.
Which leaves you with a pretty interesting question to mull over. If massive commercial spaces are realizing the critical importance of taking their networks off the cloud for better security and reliability, well, what other smart systems in your own life should you consider bringing back on premises?